Hi guys, Lincoln here and welcome to another lesson. Today we're going to be looking at a finger picking style named after the country and western musician Merle Travis. It's called Travis picking and it's simple, but it does take a minute to get used to, particularly if you've never done any finger picking before. So stick with it because it's an incredibly useful tool and it doesn't take too long to master. For this pattern we're going to be using only 3 fingers in the right hand or the picking hand, the thumb, the index and the middle. And we're only going to be using 4 of the strings on the guitar. The D, the G, the B and the high E. The thumb is going to be playing the D string and the G as well. The index finger is going to be playing the B and the middle finger is going to play the high E string. Also, we're only going to be using open strings for now. Let's start by using the correct finger for each string. Let's take the thumb on the D string and just keep playing that for a bit, get used to that, and then we'll move the thumb to the 3rd string. Now the index finger on the B string, and finally the middle finger on the high E. Also try to keep your hand nice and close to the guitar when you're playing these different strings. Don't go like this, just keep it nice and close. Just makes it easier, but at first when you do it you might find yourself drifting away from the guitar a bit, so over time you'll just start reining it in, but the more you think about it, the more you'll be able to do it. Just so you know where the light at the end of the tunnel is in terms of how many notes you have to learn in this pattern, we're going to be dividing it up into 2 parts and each part is going to have just 4 notes in it. The first part is going to have 4 notes, so that means 4 different plucks of the string, and the second part is going to have exactly the same notes in it. It's just there's a little slight twist we'll get to when we get to that pattern. The first thing you have to do is pluck the D with the thumb, so we'll just do that for a while. Okay, easy. Next, you take the middle finger and pluck the high E string. Okay, now we'll alternate between the 2. The next note is going to be the thumb on the 3rd string G. Just like that. So now we have thumb on the D, middle on the high E, and then thumb again on the G. The next note is going to be the index finger on the B. So now we have, and try to play them evenly like that, so the same amount of time between each note. And that's it for the first part. So before we move on to part 2, let's make sure that we can do this about 10 times in a row without stopping. Once you've got the first part, the second part is easy, but we have to take into account the rhythm. So with the first part, we had the thumb on the D and then the middle finger on the E. And we did this. In the second part of the pattern, we play the same notes, but we play them together like this. So it's like a pinch, you pinch your fingers together. The rest of the pattern is exactly the same, so it goes like this. Let's talk about the rhythm a little bit. So in the first part, the distance between each note was the same, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the second part, the pinch that we do with the thumb and the middle finger takes the space of 2 notes. Pinch, 2, thumb, index. I'll do that again. Pinch, 2, thumb, index. So that pinch takes the same amount of time as 2 notes rather than 1. Now let's just revise the first pattern a little bit. And then the second pattern. Pinch, 2, 3, 4, pinch, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we'll try one of each pattern. And then maybe the next step is to just join those two together. Once you can do that, try to connect 2 of them together. Usually when I play this pattern, I play the pinch part first. Now see if you can do 10 of those in a row. Maybe we'll go a little bit faster. The final thing that I want to look at today is how you can play this with a chord that takes up those 4 strings, D. So this is what it sounds like with this D chord. That's it for this lesson on the basics of Travis picking. I've got a few more videos coming up on this topic, so keep an eye out for those. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.